find out what you're looking for in a book before you read it. Like those middle school and high school teachers used to give me a spreadsheet, and I have never appreciated it. And then just fucking teach me. I don't have any interest in your history or geography or physics lesson. Like, why should I? And then the period is super short and not comprehensive and not introductionary or anything. It's just incredibly poor in information. Is information are not even introduced properly. It is for middle school. I don't know what you expect. It's horrible, and the question are not answer not answer to sufficient depth. But now I am 18, and the classical novel, right? It's about a group of rabbits based on a prophecy leave their safe shelters for an adventure and to find a new land, essentially, because of a prophecy, a foretell that the shelters are in imminent danger. That's to say, and the rabbits are, and so that is the first part of the storyline that the rabbits go through, and there are signs that their shelters are in danger by human upcoming projects and human upcoming transformation of the land would just kill out all the rabbits. Alright, so they go in, and now as now I have read through the first 3 chapters, and they are in the forest, and the rabbits are really scarce to the point that they freeze and can't function. Their groups, they're about like or something. There's the small and the strong and the naive, and a good group of leadership shared between 3 or 4 members surrounding that professor. So that's the story, right? What I'm looking for is humans are essentially wired for this concept. This incredibly abstract theory from John Peterson is the established inside the unestablished, and the unestablished are anxiety and danger and need to be explored, but need breath and focus and uprightly and in the spirit of the man to do so, right? So that's to explore, and that's happened in rabbits and in rats and in cats and in every single mammals that you could think of, like including human. Like in prehistorical times, human also has like cross-culturally one of the most fundamental theory you could have on the human group is as a theory of the center of the group is order, is established, and then surrounding it is chaos, is a place that nobody knows what could happen or what lurks there that we should be aware of and be prepared for. Don't know what monsters content reside there that we should prepare weapons to fight. So that is anxiety. That's utter unpredictability. So there's that, right? So that is interesting that in this story, that theory just is so deep, even for animals. that theory runs deep. What also runs deep is that how should we trust each other when we live in safe zone? How should we constitute ourselves to have trust between memberships? And who should we trust? Like, should we automatically trust everybody? I'm not inclined to do that. But then, how exactly, right? How exactly am I? I really have no idea. And if I have idea, I don't have a full picture as a novel will depict. And the novel gone by fast if I don't pay attention. All the details would gone by if I just read without much attention. It's incredible. It's incredibly, I say, it could gone by before I know it. So pay attention, but how exactly are they doubting each other, and when will they stop doubting each other and establish the kind of trust that would allow them to operate in a group, like, at all, or with any degree of efficiency and reliability, right? And trust is incredibly meaningful if you could have it. In betrayal, you have trust, but it's painful because you have trust, but inside that trust there are certain chance of betrayal, which is unpleasant and it boil your blood, and it's almost incomprehensible why anyone you sort of know the background would do so. It incomprehensible, but that's the theory, and I have to see it. I have to see what I want to see. Yeah, yeah. I almost feel another theory, and it almost occurred that the leader has to be somewhat creative, creative, and brainstorm ideas into a way they want to lead the group. I'm not so creative. I'm more like an administrator, or I'm more like an what are they? Manager. Yeah, manager archetype. That's that. And why is that problematic? It's problematic because I'm bored working, and then yeah, then this is the kind of trade-off you have to do. You have to work as manager, but then and the manager requires you to follow the rules and to stick really close to the rules, but you also has to be brainstorming new possibilities. So that is the incredible incredible balance that the leader has to do. And another thing in this novel, you know, so and it will be great to know how to operate in a group generally. Like the first three chapters, I have really distinct and memorable. Not like the first one. Well, so I have been introduced to about 5 to 7 characters, depending on how central you they need to be before you would count them as the main characters in the novel. Watership down, right? It's remind me of another struggling is that would you choose your partner based on her internal IQ or on her fluency with what matters, and what matters is different based on different age and different society and in different people and different everything. Like knowledge is crystallized knowledge change all the time, but like choosing for generalized intelligence choosing for generalized knowledge is an incredibly hard problem. I don't know where to put it, so I put it right here. Um, the thing is that you cannot choose for IQ alone because IQ is an incredibly poor predictor of academic performance, of interpersonal relationship quality, of like IQ actually has no correlation with happiness, right? IQ has no happiness in a relationship, at least. That's at least what I'm interested in talking about. Then IQ has zero point 0.3 in correlation coefficient, which is like 30%, extremely low. Where's the other 70%? That we have to look at the specific person, not just person. We have to look at the specific individual by individual. Only then you know 70% of how well they do academically, and therefore intellectually, and with school and with work. So IQ predict for 30%. That just still leave most of the question to the individual that I have to look into to choose, and that is so the people with less genuine intelligence would struggle and would have a lot more trouble to learn because they learn slower and they generalize more practical and less abstract. And abstract are incredibly useful, right? So what are the solution? Is that compromise between somewhere in the middle? I mean, compromise based on like maximums both things, right? And then choose between each one what maximize. Like, you can't have both, but you can maximize the utility of both dimensions and choose based on that curve. Like on economic, you can only choose two dimension of goods. You could choose the plus of both. Alright, sorry. As some family affair, yeah, right? You have limited money and you have both two goods on two dimensions. So how could you maximize both? That you choose anywhere along the line that maximize both things. For example, you could buy one apple and nine what pear, and or you could buy two apple and seven pears, or three apples and five pears. So that is optimizing or maximizing, but they're a line of maximum potential. Whatever, alright? Um, so the theory of IQ, but then this that is a short and long term. That is like looking 20 years, but if you look like 50 years, I mean 60 years. So when you're 60 years old, your financial situation or much more dependent on IQ than anything else. So I don't know how they got that money over the long run. I don't know by which decision making they did that. So it's incredibly not in my vision, but on that time scale of half a century or more, IQ more important than crystallized knowledge. Is that controversial? Maybe. I don't really read the studies, I just listen to podcasts essentially, so I could be wrong technically technically misinforming the facts, but then look at that time scale. But I'm not operating at that time scale, right? IQ on the short term would only intimidate me if she's too small, and then so so you look at the scale, long term impact. So that is the thing that I just couldn't wait in. The wait in, I mean the optimal line between this to choose in this two-dimensional space change based on what time scale you're looking at. It's just a point. Ideally, it's a line, but it moves. It moves the weight between IQ and crystalline knowledge based on the time scale. Am I supposed to? What am I supposed to do with that? Then the question becomes, and I am utterly clueless between who I want to date. But and then I don't have the skill to bring anybody to dates anyway. But just just as an intellectual exercise, yeah. That's all. So thanks for watching if you do. So that's it.